Hi guys, it's Kim. Hope you are doing well. I haven't been out and about for 3 months, just like all of you. You know how it is like, even though you get to make food for yourself at home and order delivery or even set up a home bar, it's just not the same as someone cooking for you and put all the love on a plate and serve it to you, right? And what I miss the most is someone make me a really cool drink, the one that's not made by myself. I'm so glad that the government has allowed bars and restaurants to go back to their normal operation hours. So I'm checking out my favorite bars and restaurants in KL. And today I'm in Joloko. They are in Chow Kit. They specialize in mezcal, tequila, natural wines, and Afro-Caribbean food. And I heard that their Jamaican jerk chicken, it's really, really good. In the meantime, I'm also going to talk to them about how they're doing during MCO and now that they are back to allowing dine-in customers, and have lunch. Let's go in and talk to them and have some food then. Hi, how have you been?
Good, so good to see you again.
So good to see you, Rick. It's been a while.
It has been a long time, yes, indeed.
It's IMCO.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months. What have you done differently in the past 3 months? How has everything been with Joloko?
Crazy. From the beginning that we instantly switched to delivery. We stayed open throughout, but it was just completely changing what we normally do. Then now with the change to CMCO, we opened our doors for dine-in, so that is what's happening now. First only open till 10 p.m. that we were allowed to, so we decided to open for lunch then as well. You know, we might as well. Just since this week, this is the first week that we're allowed to open till midnight. It is still very vague, but so far confirmation says till midnight. But it's a bit of a wild, wild west at the moment. What was really important for us is that we identified our unique selling points, and number one that we wanted to focus on is food, because that's just something that we see doing every day. I mean, people, yes, drink alcohol, some a bit more, some a bit less, but it's more likely that people do it only on Friday and Saturday. Food, we figured that's going to be an everyday thing. Second unique selling point is we do natural wines a lot. So wine, obviously, it is in the bottle. I have it in stock. We don't know when we're going to open yet, so I might as well try to move that. So that is obviously something that we wanted to focus on a lot. And then third was doing some cocktails, stuff like that. However, we did that mostly on requests for people. So a friend ordered for another friend a liter of sangria. The first few weeks, we took all the orders, or I took all the orders directly myself. Everything was just via my phone, and which was like, you know, every 5 minutes you have to check, because obviously people want to order lunch, you can't reply an hour later. So that was really intense, but interesting, especially the first 3 weeks, because you have that interaction with your customers and everybody's just still a bit like, what is going on? So it was actually really nice, but after a while I noticed, you know, the delivery is getting, luckily, you know, enough that I just need to channel this out well, at least need to channel some orders out, because we won't be able to just handle everything ourselves anymore. I like to think so, yeah. I do hope that a lot of F&B is still going to be around, so some of them do have closed after so many years. But I think that they're just bigger businesses that, you know, make a very, you know, accounting kind of decision where like, hey, this is not going to make sense. I think for a lot of SMEs, I believe they will still be around, because, you know, this is their main income. For us, we're young entrepreneurs. We like to be, you know, creative, and it was actually, like I said, kind of fun in the beginning. Obviously not when you look at the revenue and the cost that you're having and how you're going to plan that. But we figured like Joloko is a very celebrational, you know, very weekend focused kind of restaurant. That's where our main sort of, you know, revenue is. However, we are unique in terms of cuisine. That I can think of not any other restaurant that serves this kind of food. So what we wanted to do is look at, okay, takeaway or delivery, how is they perceiving these things? You can't just like have the same food that you always do and put it in a box and it will come out, and you expect it to come out how it is in your restaurant. It's not true. It takes half an hour, sometimes 45 minutes to arrive, and you have so many things to think of on that. So we added on, for instance, a bit more of Joloko experience. So we gave a small sort of like note with a thank you, of course, and then a Spotify soundbar, which you can scan, and then you have access to our restaurant playlist. So I mean, our music is quite engaging. It's kind of like fun. We get a lot of compliments. So we figured at least if people want to listen to it and eat our food, maybe it enhances their experience. Yes, so one of the the biggest change, or the biggest thing that we implemented, was we created a whole new concept, which we try to separate from Joloko, which is, we call it JoJo's. And basically JoJo's is Caribbean street fare. So this is Jamaican jerk chicken, but then a smaller portion for lunch, and then with Jamaican rice and peas. Or we do fried bakes, so there's like Caribbean sort of like deep fried breads, and then stuffed with just loads of, you know, pickles and sauces and hot sauce and grilled pork or grilled barracuda marinated in jerk spice. So we have a bit of different Caribbean things here and there, and that then just as an offering. We do empanadas, we do coxinhas, so stuff like that. That was actually really fun doing, and also because I love to eat sandwiches and it was so difficult during MCO to get a good one. That is, we do it on delivery, and it's definitely a brand that we feel has the potential to expand, and you will definitely see more of it. So it's born during this MCO, but it's definitely there to stay. We offer it for a really good price as well. It's like 15 ringgit for a sandwich, 18 ringgit for a sandwich, stuff like that. Empanadas about 8 or 10 ringgit. So those are like, just simple lunches. If you are alone at home and need a quick lunch kind of thing, order it. 15, 18 ringgit will be there with you, hopefully in half an hour. Also offer that menu right now at Joloko, as we decided to open for lunch. JoJo's we do till 4 p.m. and it's been really picking up. It's been really fun. Weekdays we have some offices in banks that have been open and come over mostly, and weekends it's been with the capacity that we have full. Well, obviously make a reservation. I think that is very important for any restaurant you want to go to right now. Just make them aware that you're planning dinner there. Try to comply with, everybody's well aware what the SOPs are for restaurants. Try to comply with that, and I mean, obviously restaurants don't want to risk their business just for your pleasure one night, because it's a big consequence. But at the same time, we want to give the best experience. We want to welcome and kind of celebrate that we are, able to have a bit of social contact again. Well, either one, of course. If you're comfortable, come out. If you like, call the venue in advance and ask what kind of things have they done to secure the space for you, just to maybe that you feel comfortable going to this kind of venue. For us, for instance, we professionally disinfected the whole place. I actually bought another disinfectant myself, which we do now every 5 days, so after the weekend mostly. But if you notice, it's been busy. It condenses the whole space, and it has a certain thing that kills the virus actually. Of course, then you have to do the QR code, check if they do take your temperature, that it's actually temp works properly. If they measure 34 degrees, you know that cannot happen. You know that it's not right. If I go somewhere and it check me and it is 34 degrees, I probably would say I'm not gonna enter, because if somebody had like fever, it would be recorded as 36. If you don't think I want to come out yet, which is of yours, within reason as well, try takeaway, but try maybe explore a few different platforms. Obviously, Grab and Foodpanda are the biggest ones, but as a restaurant itself, they actually don't get, they take a very high commission, and if you're already trying to survive, it really cuts in. So there's a few delivery platforms which have been doing really well. One what we are personally on, but also I really personally like to use a lot, is called Beepit. A lot of fun little cafes, a lot of fun, little places, bakeries and lunch things. So yeah, they take a lot less commission. So I think that way you get some other delicious food. At the same time, that more money goes to the restaurant owners and to the staff. And there's other places, Umai does one as well with a platform, or even restaurants that you usually like to go out to, but you actually don't know if they do delivery, try to give them a call or try to check out on the website. Most people have updated their things on social media, so it would be nice to just, you know, cut out the middleman and just see if you can, you know, order directly. Yeah. We have most of our menu items available for delivery, from steaks to our dips with flatbread and stuff like that. I mentioned a bit earlier that we give a little Spotify bar which you can scan. You have access to our restaurant playlist. We've gotten like videos from people on Instagram where they're having like a lunch together and you can hear the Joloko music play, and it's just been really nice to see that. Then we do our cocktails on request if you wanna, you know, have a little bit more of that going on, of natural wine, of course. Lately we also started bottling some hot sauces. We started bottling jerk marinade. So if you feel like, you know, doing a jerk chicken thing, or for me, I really like actually jerk spices with fish. Marinated at home for yourself. It's all available for ordering through our delivery channel. Then we have tropical hot sauces for JoJo's. Really, really fun. So I think a lot of restaurants are doing these little bits and pieces to bring more of their brand to your house. It's really nice to see. For our staff, I think we've been really open and we've been communicating clearly from the beginning that when the announcement was made that don't expect this to be open in 2 or 3 weeks is what they said, right? This is gonna affect all of us. This is gonna last for at least 2 months, and who knows the effects after. So the last full salary that I got, I told them save your money as much as you can. You know, don't do silly things to spend. But what we came for the following salaries, obviously we have only 20-25% of what our normal 15 to 25% what our normal business used to be. So we can't afford just holding everybody just full salary. It's just ridiculous. So we've communicated that, and together we came to a conclusion and what we're all comfortable with, and we made a promise to our staff that we said, well, whatever we deduct now from your salary or for the following month, what we can do is that we promise you that we pay you that amount back once we reach a healthy revenue again, and then over certain terms where we can, you know, pay you slowly your missed out salary back. So if you look annually, hopefully should be within a year, you actually didn't miss out a single cent. I feel like I was confident enough to make that promise, as I do think that our business will survive through this period. It's going to be tough, but I was confident we will. And with all the staffs, they've been, you know, giving their 110%. I couldn't wish for anything better. So it's really nice to see that we've done that. I think this is the right moment where actually to think of different ways to explore your brand, or even trying something new. We've been trying so many things, and there's also plenty of things that failed. But we tried it, we instantly recognized that it didn't work, and cut it off. But then you have come across that one thing that does work, and then it can easily take off. I think, for instance, if you do bottled cocktails, to me personally, I don't think it makes sense to try to do everything by yourself. I mean, restaurants are also busy, but look at restaurants that maybe you know, or maybe that you would like to work with. See if you can meet them or talk to them and see if you can stock your bottled cocktails in their restaurant, and, you know, get maybe some media attention because of that, or get, you know, the customer satisfaction in terms of like, I can just order food from this great place, but I can also just order 1 or 2 cocktails from this other great place instead of a minimum order of 6 bottles, because it's instantly like, what, 250, 300 ringgit, you know. So I think that's a really win-win. Send over an inventory, every week you top it up, and then, you know, claim your money a bit back, a bit of interest. Everybody wins there. So I think that's a much more business way of approaching it. For delivery itself, use these big platforms like Grab and Foodpanda. Don't write them off simply because you think I'm gonna lose money in so much commission, but use it in your advantage. So it's like having an outlet at Pavilion or in a very slow mall, and use that high traffic to lure people either to come dine in with you after they ordered your food once for delivery, or do little tricks as QR codes and see if you can maybe let them order next time directly from you, and go around it a little bit. Try to be smart in certain ways. Obviously, you don't want to upset your platform either, and see what is allowed, but I think you know, you can use this greatly to your advantage. Take a little bit more time for yourself. It's not all about work. I feel, even though it's a super stressful situation, it's just, you know, we're all in it together. At the same time, you just realize, if I'm stuck here, even I can't even, I can have all the money in the world, but it's still worthless. Probably start a business also besides F&B. I mean, I started straight away with my passion project, where other people have, you know, a job that they don't like for most of the time, and then have the passion project in there somewhere in their later years. So I'm very lucky with that. For now, it's 11:30 to midnight. Kitchen till 10:30. Just type in Joloko on Google. Everything is there. We update it every week. We have our website updated. Social media is always updated. Our full menu for Joloko with prices is on Google itself. COVID updates on Google. So these actually, Google itself and other Facebook, they're doing a lot of things to help businesses to give COVID updates and make them a top thing when you search for an outlet. It's been really helpful. Yeah.
Great,
So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the espresso coconut shake with vanilla ice cream in it. It's really good. I'm also gonna have my lunch. But if you have anything you want to say about Joloko, or if you like our video, please subscribe below. And if there's any restaurants and bar you want us to check out, also write down below. And we'll see if we get a chance to visit. See you again. Bye.